All right, we're live. Hi. All right, I'm gonna let
Hello.
Rev in. Hi, Rev. Hi.
Hi, Beth. Hello.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. How was spring break last week?
It was good. It was relaxing. I dropped my phone in a river, so I lost lots of things, but I got a new phone, so
Oh
that was a good side of it,
no.
I guess.
Oh no. Which river? What were you guys? Were you guys like hiking, or were you like?
Yeah, we were just going for a small like hike in my neighborhood, and taking my boyfriend's dog swimming. So I
Oh
was just climbing on a log, and then it fell out of my pocket. So
no.
yeah.
Emily, I know it was spring break for you too. Did you do anything fun?
My sister, she came back from college, and I don't get to see her much anymore since she's away. So we actually celebrated her 20th birthday.
Oh,
So she's no
fun.
longer a teenager. So it was fun. Um, and yeah, I just kind of relaxed. No school. It was nice.
Nice. Anyone else do anything fun this past weekend?
I don't know if it's fun, but I got like so usually back pre-COVID I used to do like a monthly facial
Uh,
where but like obviously for 2 years I didn't go, and so the guy that I go to is really keen on extractions. Maybe it's
oh,
so too TMI, but he went ham on my face and I still feel it
oh
now.
no, oh no.
It's not fun, but
But it's notable.
yes, and it is necessary.
Yeah.
It is. This is like my one of my early steps to going back to normalcy, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank God for Zoom filters, because if that didn't exist, you will see. This whole area is
Yeah.
pretty inflamed.
Well, mine also was not fun, but I
Yeah.
think I told you guys I got these upper behind the teeth braces in, and now I can't say my S's. So I've been saying a lot of tongue twisters over the weekend. I know Rev saw my stories. It's pretty embarrassing.
I found it very hilarious. I was thinking back to my braces days too.
Except you're not in your 30s. Oh well, this is kind of my last chance to do it. So, this is the last time I'm ever gonna do it, and I'm definitely suffering the consequences. So today's Monday. Monday we also have seen, read, heard. So I'll go today. So for today, my on my list of to-dos, the biggest thing for me is to work on strategies for email acquisitions. This is kind of new for us, so I'm sort of laying down a plan as well as just concrete step by step what that looks like. Can't say steps. And other than that, I have a bunch of one-on-ones today. So with Lucy, with Annie, I know we have our customer success. Fidel, maybe we can find some time to chat as well. And then I have a meeting with a Google Analytics consultant with Lucy. And then for my seen, read, heard, I actually came across a couple of articles which I shared with Fidel on SEO related to how do we sort of use other websites to sort of like build anchor text, like SEO friendly anchor links. So I'll share that with you guys for anyone who's interested in marketing and SEO. I just thought it was really interesting. There's just so much content out there about how do you get other people to discover like your site, and I feel like every day it's like more and more, and there's just like more things to learn. So that's my scene, right? I'll share it with you guys afterwards. Yeah. Okay, I'll Emily, you go next.
First off, I love your sweater.
Oh,
It's like
thank you.
amazing. It's so cool. I love it.
Thank you.
So I'm still working on my UI UX article. I'm almost done. I just have a little bit of tweaking, a little bit more outreach to do. And then I'm going to start outreach for my like where people work remotely article. which I'm really excited about. And then probably work on some more covers for blogs that are being posted. And then for Seen Read Heard, I didn't know we were doing that, but I guess for me, maybe I've joined some more Facebook groups that I think would be really helpful for outreach and just for me in general, like marketing and remote women and stuff like that.
Cool.
So
Awesome. You wanna call on the next person?
Oh, Fidel.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so for today, I think I have to rethink about how I'm approaching posting some of the backlinks. Like, so this is both on Wiki and on Quora. So initially my plan was to post more today because I've been posting, kind of just treading the water when it came to sort of how many I can do in a day without being flagged. But I actually started reading what Vivian sent, and it seems like they prefer, at least Quora prefers, more sort of robust answers that perhaps requires a little bit more time, requires a little bit more thought, and those are the ones that get a lot of traction. And so I'm now rethinking, maybe instead of posting more, I'll just basically just actually dedicate a little bit more time. Write a little to write something longer. It seems that like they might value a lot of characters, which wasn't necessarily something I was planning. Like, but the ones I've posted in the past have varied in length. But I think I might just have to re-strategize that.
Yeah.
With regards to like the wiki backlinks, it's been a hit or miss, mostly a miss, but I haven't quite given them up. Given that a lot of the SEO words that we've identified for wiki, I think those are things that I can definitely apply for other sort of question boards like Quora. So I think it's just a matter of just reprioritizing where I'll be spending my time today.
Yeah.
And with regards to Seen, Read, Heard, I also didn't realize what that entailed today. So is it okay if I skip it?
Yeah, so I think if you don't have anything for today, I think, every week we just try to do a Seen, Read, Heard of something that you come across from the last week. If you don't have it, on the spot, it's okay, but feel free, if you come across something, share with us in the Slack channel.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. And I will pick Annie.
So today I am going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to focus prioritizing more on curating a lot of the content for company profiles this time. So trying to build out a better layout, doing a lot of my research through their website, and where I'm also going to post, I'm also trying to figure out more icebreakers for our community. Seems that I ran out for 10 weeks that we had a bunch of prompts on hand. What else? I'm going to post some Seen, Read, Heard, some more articles and content, more resources for our users. And one thing that was interesting that I came across this past week is that I had a couple of users message me through the platform. There's just they messaged me through the negotiations hashtag, which I think is under my membership, under membership profile tags.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to talk to some of them today. And then as far as metrics go, where did it go? We had 1 male sign up, 4 female signups, and 9 international signups the past weekend. And today my Seen, Read, Heard is I started taking a course on Scrum Master. And so it's kind of interesting. Essentially, it's like a methodology for a lot of tech companies to deploy very complex projects. And I just think it would be really cool for the future as Rise grows, we'll definitely have more of a team coming on board. So it'd be cool to use this like methodology and knowledge for the future.
Cool.
Yeah. I will pick Rev to go next.
Cool. So basically, getting back into things after last week, I think I talked with Lucy about the updates I had for 2 of the influencer profiles, but today I'm going to add in the things that Lucy, you mentioned to me, like TikTok, like stuff like that you wanted me to add in. And I also am going to do a little bit of troubleshooting with Slack before our meeting today, Lucy, so I can try to find out what it is before we actually meet. I think it might just be that like I'm logged into my personal thing and it just gets confused, but I'm going to try like deleting the app, re-downloading, and like stuff like that. I'll message you so that I can be ready for our meeting later today, but that's kind of what I'm doing with that. I think there was one article to repurpose as well from last week that I hadn't done, so I'm gonna get that done today. And yeah, looking forward to our one-on-one, Lucy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think I have a specific scene read heard today.
That's okay.
And I'll pick Lucy.
Cool. For me, you know, last week I took some time to just think a lot.
It's like our spring break.
Kind of like my spring break.
Yeah.
I went down some rabbit holes. I thought about some stuff, and I have a couple revelations, and you know, just thinking about as someone who's like very connected to content, like it's always been part of my identity, and my work. I'm actually like starting to push back on that a bit in my mind, that like I think we're focusing too much on content, and need to focus more on like connection and community, and like that, and like thinking about like, you know, we're very product led, but like how do we be community led as well? And that like the whole point is to bring people into this platform, but we're putting so much out there. And I was like, are we like, is this our role to be like these experts in XYZ? Like, no, we're connecting you to these experts. So that was like my biggest like, oh my gosh. But yeah, thinking how to like work smarter, not harder when it comes to content, and like the best ways to repurpose, what's going to be the best process for us. And then, yeah, thinking a lot more around like, you know, because we've had so much success in kind of like direct, like, hey, like this might be a great resource for you. How to like build that out like more. And so that's some of the stuff I was glad to just like get a little bit of time to like be in the mountains and just think a little. But yeah, so because of that, now I'm like, there's a lot to like think about in terms of next steps and prioritization of that. I'm really excited for a lot of kind of like people we'll be working with around Google experts. I have so many questions, and like working with Google search ads, and just like kind of like thinking about some other approaches and kind of arms of this outreach strategy. So or acquisition. So yeah, and then a lot of one-on-ones today, kind of checking in with everybody, getting the content calendar cleaned up, because now that everybody's, you know, back from spring break, we want to get back on track with that. I know I was like literally just said something about content, but it's still a pillar. It's very important, but it's not, I think that there's going to be.
Your focus is shifting.
My focus is shifting. Yeah. And thinking just like a lot about how we think about content.
I agree.
But yeah, my scene read heard. Just like there's one I'll post. It's just a great podcast I listened to on like regulating your nervous system and like being in like a good state. And I think it's like very applicable to work, because it's like when you're feeling regulated, it drips onto others and they can feel it, and kind of like the impact you can have on the world by just being like a healthy human. And then I also had kind of an edgier article I shared. There's a product that's really great called Mudwater, and it's kind of like you should probably see a ton of Facebook ads. Like they're very good at their paid ad strategy, but it's like a very minimal caffeine drink and
coffee alternative, right?
Coffee alternative, yeah. But they have some pretty strong statements about what they think about like
psychedelics at work and microdosing, and just like the culture around that. And I thought that was kind of an interesting point, you know, like how they're like, we want to create a transparent environment at work where people find the best way to be creative, and not try to feel like they have to hide things and all of that. So
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, this was like 20 minutes, which is pretty good. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see all of you guys like today, so, or mostly today. So thank you for joining. Talk to you guys soon then.
Yay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Ending my video.
I never know how. It's always the two of us.